Hey, I'm just gonna do a quick review and talk about some of the function of this new Zhiyun Smooth X gimbal. So this is the box. In the box you get the gimbal itself. It comes in gray or white, USB-C charging cable, service card, and manuals. There is a full manual and tutorial on the ZY Cami app, which you have to download to connect the gimbal to your phone. So the gimbal itself is super, so it's the size of my hand. It's tiny. It's really portable. This, unlike other Zhiyun gimbals made of plastic, it is much lighter. It's got this little rubberized gripped handle, so when you put it down, it stays put. Yeah, we're just gonna go through some of the features of the gimbal, and at the end we're gonna go over just kind of pros and cons of what I think and what this thing is good for. So straight away it comes like this, and it's in this locked position, so it's nice and it doesn't flop around. It's easy to hold, and it's easy to kind of walk around when you're not engaged with the gimbal. So to open it, you kind of push down and then you rotate it out of its locked position, and then the arm you turn to the left, I think, yep. And then this is also in its locked position, so undo that, you put your gimbal in, or you put your phone in, sorry, and then you're pretty much good to go. Real quick, let's go through the buttons. There's a power on off, and the LEDs show your battery level. There's 4 LED lights, or lights, sorry, and it's 25% increments. You have this little joystick, and it controls the gimbal's motion, either panning left or right, or rotating up and down, or right or left, I guess. You also have a mode button and then a record button, and there's a zoom control on the side as well. We'll go over what these buttons do in a second, but to turn it on, just hold it, long press for I think 3 seconds, and it should turn on. There it is. And once it's balance it a little bit better, and it's good to go. So to connect it, just open up the ZY, I don't know if you can see it, ZY Cami app. It's a new app, and it's really simple. It's already found my device because I have already set it up, but just hit connect. It will search for my phone, and there it is. It's there, it's connected, it's good to go. So just that simple. It fired up in 10-15 seconds. The basic functions. So the first mode that it's set in is this pan follow mode. So just left and right it pans and it follows, but no rotation. If you hit the mode button one time, you toggle from pan follow to a full lock mode, and it stays fixed on the object no matter what you do. And then the third mode is a combination of the pan and rotation. And you get that by hitting the mode button 3 times, I believe. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it basically stabilizes the gimbal with the 2 axes of the motors it has. If you hit the mode button 1 time, it goes back to the pan follow, and then 1 time again it goes back into the lock mode. So to toggle back and forth the modes, you just hit it 1 time, it goes back to the pan follow. And then this joystick, if you're in like the lock mode, it will so up and down will do the rotation of the gimbal, and then left and right will do the pan. So with that joystick, you just go left to right, and if you want to recenter it, you hit it 3 times. Hit the mode button 3 times, and it'll go back to its recentered position. So the next thing is the record button. Pretty simple. You hit it 1 time to record, 1 time to stop. So what's really cool is the other functions of the record button. So if you hit it, so right now I'm in, if I hit it twice, it'll toggle from video to photo mode. Hit it 3 times and it switches cameras. So you could toggle from camera, front to camera to back camera, and you can toggle from photo to video mode with 2 presses of the record button. That's basically it. You're pretty good to go. The party piece to this thing is this right here. You know, you get this, you could use it as a selfie stick that's stabilized. I think that's perfect for someone who's gonna be blogging a lot, or someone you know, that needs it to be stabilized, and you can get all these different shots that you need. The other cool function is if you go, I think it's, yeah, there you go. So hitting the mode button twice switches from portrait to landscape and back. So that's really cool. You don't have to twist the gimbal. It's ready to go, especially for those, you know, who you're shooting, whatever you're shooting for the internet and social media purposes. That's a really cool feature. The ZY Cami app is a new app that allows you to connect your gimbal to your phone. It has all the shooting modes that you need. So there's photo, there's video, there's slow motion, there's a time lapse and a hyperlapse preset. There's also this preset called Smart. It basically lets you shoot and create videos and add it to the timeline as you go. So I haven't had time to use it very much, but it seems like it's pretty cool. It's a pretty useful app. It allows you to edit in the app, and it allows you to change manual settings for your videos and your pictures. So you can control frame rate, ISO, what's it called, exposure rates. So it's a lot more powerful than the ZY Play app. It also has face tracking, and it will follow a subject once you have it highlighted. So you can shoot all the way to 4K and 60 frames per second on the video setting, and then it will also serve as your settings for your gimbal, so you can change what the buttons do determining on what you want. So it's a really cool app that I use when I'm shooting now. As before, I was using like the Moment app, or using what's it called, the Filmic Pro app. It also has a bunch of tutorials how to use this thing. It shows you how to set it up. It shows you how to use all the hyperlapse, the time lapse, smart mode, slow shutter, And there's videos added to each. They're very short videos, but it just guides you through all the shooting modes that it has. So it's really thought out. There's also a full manual user guide. It tells you what all the functions of every button is, and it's nice that it's on board, so you don't have to, you know, carry this thing around, or if you just want to get in something real quick, it's right there for you. So yeah, that's pretty much nuts and bolts of this thing. After using it for a while, you know, I'll things that I really like about it is it's super portable. It's super small. It holds up, folds up. You could, I mean, this is the most portable thing probably there is out there. It's lightweight. It doesn't weigh a ton. It is made of plastic, but you're coming in at a price point that, you know, it makes it worth it, you know, while as an entry-level gimbal slash selfie stick. You know, that's where I think it would kind of land. It's not, it doesn't have that third axis, which is the tilt axis. It's just a two-motor kind of hybrid between a really good selfie stick and a entry-level kind of shooting gimbal, and the price and the materials kind of represent that. So again, not very many cons. The only thing is it's a little bit small in my hand. If I gotta kind of move up to use these buttons, it slides down a little bit, but for the most part, I usually shoot with my tripod attached, so that, you know, takes care of that. Really, you know, just minor things. And if I didn't have another Zhiyun gimbal, you know, I wouldn't know that, you know, other times they have power banks available. If you're running low on power, the other, the Smooth 4 and the Q2 has ability to plug your phone in while you're shooting. So if you're running low on power, but that's not, you know, it's not make or break or super necessary. It will not support a moment lens. The motor on this guy is just not strong enough. And that's really the only drawback that I could see with it. You know, other than that, it's a really great entry-level gimbal. Someone who doesn't need all the bells and whistles of a Smooth 4. It's portable. It's pretty durable, I would say. Yeah, I think it's at its price point, it's a great place for someone to start, or if you just want something to carry around with you all the time, so if you need to shoot something really quick, you can just bust it out and go from there. So yeah, other than that, I would say it's a great buy for its price. It's definitely got its place in the market, as in, you know, a selfie stick slash gimbal that's not, you know, 3-axis, but for the most part, you can do most of your shooting with this thing, even if it's, you know. So yeah, other than that, that's the Smooth X from Zhiyun. Great little purchase. Yep.